Hey, what up guys, it's Mike.
It's Dan.
Chinese people are now smashing iPhones and banning mangoes.
It's the weirdest reason ever, or the dumbest reason ever. So
just dumb.
Really dumb. Biggest news right in the last week or two was basically...
Well, it's always been contingent news.
Yeah.
But this past week there has been a ruling.
Finally, a ruling that came down basically going against what the Chinese government want, which is they want to rule they claimed a certain area of the South China Sea.
Well, let's give you guys a little background here. The South China Sea is obviously near a lot of nations, right?
Yeah.
Taiwan, Vietnam, Philippines, China. Basically everyone's trying to fight and say like, hey, we own this part of the South China Sea, this part, especially the two island chains, Paracels and Spratly, because there's natural resources there.
And also there's a huge economic activity because there's a lot of shipping lanes.
Yeah.
So basically everyone's fighting, all these countries are fighting for their part of that area.
Obviously China being the biggest power there, they claim most of the whole region.
Yeah, and they're saying that the claim came from like basically a doctrine they had themselves, not the world recognizes, but they wrote it themselves, right?
Yeah, before 1940.
It's 1940, 1949, whatever, saying it's just like a giant circle. It literally it's the whole entire sea almost, because the law that everybody signed into was countries have a certain, I think it's like 200-mile designation around it. Mm-hmm. So you guys can see in this map supposedly where everyone's territory is, and then what China is claiming, and it's it's basically everyone's right. That's the contention.
So just this past week, I think a few days ago, the Hague came down with a ruling saying that hey, the Philippines actually, because the Philippines by proximity, they have control over whatever they're claiming.
Right.
And so Chinese people are mad. Right,
and a lot of mangoes, guys, come from the Philippines. So Chinese people are refusing to buy mangoes that come from the Philippines. Thailand is okay. Vietnam is okay, even though that Vietnam, Thailand also has disputed islands, but because right now the target is on the Philippines because they, I guess, have, larger claim to the area at the point. So now like even on Taobao, sellers of mangoes, wholesalers, distributors are like, these are not from the Philippines. They're from Thailand. It's like, really? It's like, who cares?
Yeah. So this is like the sense of patriotism, right? So people are in China are basically like, okay, calm down. You're like, we're not on the front lines, but this is what we can do to show our patriotism. So I mean,
by boycotting these mangoes.
I'm sure this is the only thing you can do by showing patriotism is not buying mangoes. Also, they're mad at the U.S. because the U.S. sends military ships over there, whatnot. So they're like, let's smash iPhones.
Okay, two stupid things about that. One was, you smashed your iPhone, but also, how did you take a picture of you smashed your phone, then you had to borrow someone else's phone to take a picture of your smashed phone. That's a lot of work.
So people are calling this little shady here. Did you really smash your phone?
It could be it might not be the 50 Cent army, but it could be people who are just implanted there to basically incite this sentiment, right?
So, I mean, how dumb are you?
Right.
Oh, hey, you know what? Here's how I can show my patriotism by smashing a $1,000 phone.
Which actually is hard to get anyways.
Yeah.
And another thing I read was people...
And it's made in China.
It's made in your backyard. But also, a lot of people who are very mad are calling out, let's not buy products from, check it out, Japan, Philippines, Taiwan, America, Korea,
so you want to buy all the Shanghai stuff, all the duplicated knockoffs from China? That's all you want?
Exactly. So basically, don't buy goods. So you're left with sanzai. You're left with fake plastic milk and plastic food. Okay, good thinking there. Just so you could be all right. This is obviously really, really, really stupid, and I don't think that most netizens are like that. I feel like there's a lot of people who are, but they take it to another level and they try to influence people around them. But
Chinese patriotism is a strange thing because it's different than what you see in the U.S. Okay, there's different parties here, Republicans, Democrats, and they do different things, do different policies. I agree with some, I don't agree with some, but in China, you basically are always you're supposed to, you're expected to back everything the Communist Party does, what the government does. That's basically your thing. There's no Communist Party and then there's a Republic. No. This is Communist Party is the government, so you're expected to back whatever they do. If you don't, that's a sign of you not being a good patriot.
Right.
And ever since you were little, I know this because I was part of this.
Yep.
Ever since you were little, like here we do the Pledge of Allegiance. Even that, like some people are like disputing that. It's like, why do we have to do the Pledge of Allegiance? Whatever.
Right.
All right. In China, you do the Pledge of Allegiance. You know, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
You sing the national anthem every morning, and basically you are brought up to be unwavering, almost brainwashed, patriotic.
I mean, I think it is brainwashed patriotism. It's blind patriotism, because here's the thing about patriotism, right? You can be patriotic about a country, but don't forget that we're still human beings. It's not like the country you live in is God, which actually what the Chinese government, what the Communist Party has made themselves out to be, because the official religion is atheism. So they basically, in people's eyes, what they try to do is they make themselves higher than anything in the world. So if you go against what the party line or party culture is, you're basically like against, you know, what you perceive to be the highest power in the world. So to me at least, that is the major thing that's wrong with blind patriotism in China.
Just think about that. Just think about that, because this is the perfect example. What in the history of the U.S. government, their actions, what have they done in terms of foreign relations? I don't know. Like, what have they done that made you so mad?
Yeah.
You can take a phone out, $1,000, and just smash it.
Yeah.
What has anyone done to make you that mad?
Yeah. I think, wasn't there also people giving threats to people who bought
No,
Filipino mangoes?
people were threatening them. People were like giving them death threats, like, we will kill you
because you bought that mango. Like,
this is just the level of insanity. Like, we did the last big social media challenge we did was the ALS, a water bucket challenge, right?
Oh yeah, that was like years ago, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a social media challenge where people like smash their phones and don't buy mangoes? Like, can you imagine that? Like, who would go along with that? People are like, oh yeah, you're insane. Okay, I know our government's not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not smashing my phone.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not giving people death threats over what the government has done. Okay, you know what? Go sign a petition. Yeah. That's what we do. Go sign a petition. Exactly. Go call your representative. But we don't go crazy doing this.
And this is just sort of the beginning. And this is like tame compared to. I remember 4 years ago when the Diao Yu Island that were being contested by Japan and China, and people literally were like Chinese people. Who, I don't know about the Japanese public, but I know Chinese people were like, this is like religion to them, life and death. They're like, those are art. Like, people would argue with you, like, you're not, like, literally strangers condemning you or arguing with you, saying that you're not patriotic. Like, whoa. Like, this doesn't represent me as a person. What's going on here?
We're not sitting here telling you what policy is right or wrong. We're not saying whose side is right. We're not talking about that.
Right.
We're just talking about the level of response to something like this. You know what it would take for me to smash my iPhone? Like, it would take literally Apple saying, hey, your phone might explode randomly. And I'm like, yo, you know what? Okay, no more of that. But
ever since I found out that was a real thing, I'm really thinking every day, like, is my phone gonna explode today?
Or did you use it while it's charging?
Yeah, I use it while it's
charging.
Oh,
then it might explode.
But dude, it could. But like, there are times when it wasn't charging and explode, like in people's cars.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
The chances are low. I mean, you can always sue them. It's such a litigious country.
But have you seen the damage it does to you?
Okay, so why don't you just smash your phone and go back to a flip phone, like a Motorola. Whatever. But anyway, guys, let us know your thoughts on this story. Thank you all so much for watching.
Later.
See ya.